Hello, my name is Normala. You can call me Mala. I come from a Library 3 Diploma Study Program, Tanjung Pura University. My goal in making this video is to fulfill the final exam assignment for an affiliate English course. Okay, I will explain about the importance of library for students. Sources of learning both in school and college are basically very many in number and variety. The diversity of learning research needs to be identified, profit, developed, and utilized to facilitate the process of education and learning. The diversity of learning research will make the learning process better and active, creative, and fun learning. Learning will be formed as needed. Learning research encourage the effectiveness and optimization of the learning process through the implementation of various service functions such as guidance, consulting, and learning service. In addition, there are many other learning research service functions that can be well optimized by students in the learning process. One source of learning in school is the library. The library is a very important part of the overall school program. The library is a repository of information and knowledge that is a source of learning used by teachers, lecturers, students, as well as the community in the implementation of learning, especially in the era implies the need to increase the role of school libraries as supporting learning activities. I'll agree that the library is a barometer of the progress of a nation, meaning that the progress or decline of a nation can be seen from the library, because the library is one of the social institutions created by the community and maintained by the community. The concept of assuming the library is the same as a book warehouse whose job is only to collect, maintain, and profit books must have been abandoned if you want to follow the rhythm of the development of science. However, the library is not only related to the warehouse of books, but also the truth, maintains and library system a user. The historical step has brought the library into the educational and research function with a new concept that elevated the library to an honorable position, namely as a center for educational and scientific activities. Republic of Indonesia Law No. 43 of 2007 on the library in general states that the library is an institution that manages a collection of human copyright works that are useful to meet the educational, research, prevention, information, and recreation needs of library users. For the academic community, the library is very vital in finding information, even more historical documents in the form of books, For students, the library is very helpful for them in doing their assignments and finding and collecting the latest scientific information. The purpose of the library basically is a vehicle for information needed by lecturers, teachers, students, as well as employees and the community in general, so that the information dissemination process can run well, so that the implementation of the library is not only to collect and store library material, but is expanded to be able to help them, especially teachers, in carrying out teaching and learning activities, so that learning objectives and competence that must be faced by students can be achieved more easily. All that also applies is important for students. As a student and prospective scans, the library should be the most sought after place, especially in finding reference to make or complex letter assignments. Library can foster interest in reading. Factors that cause library loneliness in addition to decreased student interest in reading also because the library cannot keep up with the times by not meeting the needs of students. To meet the needs of collect assignments, students often prefer the instant way, which is searching the internet. 3 are 6 causes factors. The learning system in Indonesia has not made students have to read books. Many entertainment venues, games, and TV shows distract them from reading books. Culture of reading has never been inherited from our ancestors, while the culture of speech is still dominant than the culture of reading. Means for obtaining reading since a library or reading park are still a rare item. Unequal distribution of reading material in various walks of life, and the encouragement of reading has not begun since the level of pre-tertiary education. The library actually plays an important role in creating a culture of reading for students. The library is a bridge to the mastery of science, can make important contribution to the opening of access to information, as well as providing accurate data for the process of taking source of reference for the development of knowledge, and all that can only be obtained by reading. The campus library should be designed so that students and the academic community are more comfortable being through. Library must be able to quench the thirst of students who thirst for science in sport way. First, adding library facility and infrastructure such as the presence of facilities and internet or Wi-Fi network. Increasing the number of discussion rooms and improving the reading room. If this can be realized, it will certainly attract the attention of students visiting the library. Second, provide good, friendly service. This is very important considering the visitors are well-educated students. So, if there is service from officers that is not good and unsatisfactory, of course, they will protest and be less comfortable in using library facilities. Third, the availability of adequate book collection of reading materials, books, or literature is the most important component for the library. The collection that must be owned by the library is a minimum of mandatory books for each subject taught, and the amount must be adequate according to the decree of Minister of Education and Culture. Every basic course and subject matter expertise must be provided with 2 compulsory book titles with at least 10% of the total number of students taking up course. Fourth, creating and reading climate on campus. A conducive academic environment will encourage students to be diligent in the library. This can be done, for example, by way of lectures providing reading assignment for their students. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.